God said, write the vision and make it plain. And so we did. Let's go. Visions of love and relationships. Hard times felt your vibe like you were ready to dip, but the visions had us focused, so together we built a foundation based on God, trust, and honesty. And then we chopped it up from the boundaries. I never crossed those lines. A part of me on my knees, thinking down above, sending such grace and shining this love, butterflies at the thought of you. 18 years, let's make it 82. Hate on you, and then they hate me too. They deep thought, without you, what would I do? Visions of love, love, and I'm loving you. God said, write the vision and make it plain. And so we did. Visions of love and relationships. Hard times felt your vibe like you were ready to dip, but the visions had us focused, so together we built a foundation based on God, trust, and honesty. And then we chopped it up from the boundaries. I never crossed those lines. A part of me on my knees, thinking down above, sending such grace and shining this love, butterflies at the thought of you. 18 years, let's make it 82. Hate on you, and then they hate me too. They deep thought, without you, what would I do? Visions of love, and I'm loving you. What's up, visionaries? Welcome to another episode of Visions of Love and Relationships. I'm Tanya, for those of you who don't know yet, and this is my wonderful husband,
Lamont.
And we hope everybody's doing well as usual.
As usual.
Man, the topic of discussion today is going to be wonderful. It's so late right now. Lamont and I have been struggling to get this video up. The devil is a lie. He don't want us to get this video up.
No, it don't.
It's so juicy and it's going to help so many people. So, we said we're going to get this thing good. We got some new tools, and you know how it is when you're working with new things. You got to give and dab, trial and error. So that's what we've been going through. And so we finally got things the way we needed to shoot a successful video here.
A lot goes into it.
Yeah, it does. Okay. So, let me ask you a question. Has your significant other ever called you childish? That's childish. Your significant other calling you childish is kind of a trigger point.
Yeah,
it's a trigger for me.
Yeah, so if your significant other ever called you childish, somebody put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know in the chat below.
Yeah. A lot of us really get upset or take offense of it, and the reason being is because our significant other really don't know that what they saying true.
Yeah.
They just saying it, and we don't know that it's true. But that's actually a thing.
Yeah, it's actually a thing.
Yeah.
When people say you're child, well, not when they say you're childish. A lot of times our childish, we do act childish. Mm-hmm. We act like we did when we was a child, not even knowing that we were just whatever the person said or something triggered us to act childish.
Right.
Hmm?
So, again, that trigger, that could have been
something simple.
Yeah, something simple. Them calling you childish could have took you back to a feeling that you had when you were a child.
Yeah.
So my thing with being called childish is I hate it. I hate it. But now that I know that it's the actual thing that you can actually bring a child into your relationship and not even know it.
Yeah.
Then it makes me take a second, thought, like, I sit back and just think.
But it's not. it's not necessarily a child in your relationship. It's just you just acting like we know how, a lot of times we know how a child act. When the child don't get his way, they have temper tantrums. They want to throw stuff. They want to, I'm going to my room. They want to walk out the room and stuff, flee from the situation. Yeah. That's what a child do. We know how a child act when they don't get their way. When somebody say something to a child, like we got kids, every time I say something to my boy, the last one, every time I said something, he just always get attitude.
Yeah, well.
And that's how some adults get. Sometimes when you say something to adults, they get more attitude. When as soon as you say something to an adult, if they don't like it, then that child version of them comes up. Because they're not adult. Adult, you can say something to an adult, they won't get so offended. A wise adult. But a childish person, when you say something to them, they very often offended.
Yeah, but that actually is bringing a child into your relationship. Yeah. Sometimes all the time, if you one of them type of people, you have to be aware that there's something that, you know, that's triggering it. So being aware that there is a child that you're bringing, like your adaptive child, that you're bringing into the relationship. Yeah. I've seen it where, you know, the therapist go and get that child. It's a little creepy, but, you know, it's real. Yeah. I've seen it, like, really help people. So, yeah, which brings us, again, into what we're going to talk about. We've done a very nice PowerPoint for you guys. And we're going to hop in it. We're going to definitely talk about identifying the child that causes conflict in most relationships.
Yeah, in a lot of relationships, And just let you be aware of this so you can know who's keep showing what enemy, what bad guy inside of us. We all got the bad guy, and that's the child that we never let go.
Yeah. So what you say about the people on the show?
I mean, you know, everybody that say we got the good guy, you got the bad guy.
They always show that devil.
The devil and the good guy, but it's not. It's actually not the devil is good. The bad guys, both of them is us. Yeah. It's the power of mind and heart. Yeah. Fighting against each other. Yeah. Who will control? Well, let's get to the PowerPoints.
Right. Again, welcome visionaries. This is me and Lamont. And I love this quote. I saw that you were perfect, and so I loved you. Then I saw that you were not perfect, and I loved you even more. Angelita Lynn. Nice. All right. So, which part of you shows up? Okay. All right, baby, go ahead and explain it. Which part of you shows up in your relationship?
The wounded child, which is just the child. The child that was on the receiving end of the trauma and the conflict that was around in our lives. Right.
And that was the younger version from like 4 to 5 years old.
The wounded child normally is our life up to the 5 years old mark. Mm-hmm.
So the first adolescent years. Yeah. So the wounded child does exist. Excuse me. But it's the adaptive child.
Yeah, that most of us spend our lives living in. Right. And that adoptive child is the child that is the childish version that we think is adult, the one we use to the coping mechanism or whatever that was going on. Mm-hmm. So somebody was controlling with, our parents was controlling with, and we probably rebelled and say, I'm going to do, you probably get a rebellious state. You probably somebody say, I'm going to do stuff on my own. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. And the adaptive child, again, is the part of your life that you spend the most time in. Again, it's the longest span, and it's the one that you bring most into your relationship. An adaptive child is the, what am I thinking?
It's the selfish, the self-righteous person in you that's going
the one that responds so negatively. Yeah.
the most one that we first people when we're responding to conflict, that's the first person that's gonna show up.
Yeah.
And it's on us to bring it back down. Bring that childish version back down.
Yeah. To the wise adult.
To the wise, we ain't got to the wise adult.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but we gotta in our relationships if we arguing and we the adaptive child that's who's showing up, we gotta learn how to
bring it down.
Bring it down. Or bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back.
To the wise adult.
To the wise adult, and not let that adaptive child, that childish version of adult that we think that's an adult, that we adapted as a child, come into our relationship and control our relationship. Because then it's like a fight. We're gonna be fighting with our partner. We're gonna be bickering with our partner, trying to get our case across. No matter whether we right or wrong, it's gonna be a battle of who can get their case across.
Yeah, so it's definitely important to get a hold of that adaptive child. Don't neglect the adaptive child. Be aware.
Yeah, that's the number one thing. You got to be aware that. I mean, it's there. I mean, you got it. It was good when we was a child. It was our coping mechanism. The way, whatever the stress that we was involved with, it was our way of dealing with our stress around. Sometimes we was in survival mode. And it was our adaptive child, the one we used to survive at the time we was young. But as an adult, we're not in fight-flight with our partner. We should be in love mode.
Right.
But when a wise adult come up, which is the third version of you shows up, go back, which is the third version of you that shows up, then we able to understand that we're in a relationship with our partner. It's not a war.
Right. It's us.
It's us.
It's not me against you. Okay. Next slide. Okay, so this slide explains, how you were as an adaptive child and how you should change that as a wise adult.
Yeah.
So if you were black and white as an adaptive child, then you want to be nuanced as a wise adult. If you were a perfectionist as an adaptive child, then you want to work on being realistic as a wise adult. If you were relentless as an adaptive child, you want to work on being forgiving as a wise adult. Okay, if you were rigid as an adaptive child, then you want to work on being flexible. That's your goal. You want to be flexible as a wise adult. If you were harsh as an adaptive child, then work on being warm as that wise adult. If you were hard as an adaptive child, work on being yielding. If you were certain as an adaptive child, work on being humble as a wise adult. If you were tight in the body as an adaptive child,
relax.
Work on being relaxed in the body as a wise adult. Yeah. Okay? You had something to say about it?
No, good.
Yeah, so as you see, it's really like just working on being a total opposite. And again, it's about being aware. So, I mean, you might go see a therapist, if this is like really something that's hurting your relationship, or you aware that you had some, trauma, or you some of these things were in you as an adaptive child. If that's the way you were, and you bring it into your relationship, then you might want to see a therapist or a relationship coach, or, preferably, I would say a therapist to get deep. If you, depending on how deep you need to take it.
I mean, you did. First, once you're aware that you know that you're childish, then you need to. I think so many people, they don't want nobody to hold them accountable. Gotta have somebody to hold you accountable. Your partner hold you accountable. When you acting childish, let them call you out.
I went, nah. I cannot agree, baby.
Nobody want to be held accountable.
No, I want to be held accountable, but I don't want to be called childish.
I ain't talking about child, but I'm just saying you acting like a child now.
Yeah, well, don't say
but
that.
see,
like I would rather it be like, okay, I can take it better if you was like the adaptive child coming out.
well, like
I could do that, but it's something about that childish. Man,
well, either
that's
way,
a trigger for me.
You gotta let somebody hold you accountable, though.
Yeah,
your partner gotta be able to hold you accountable.
I agree. But partner, please say it right.
Yeah, I mean, because it's about how you saying it. Like, I feel, maybe, like I said, we taught you the I statements and you statements. So maybe I feel like you're acting like a child.
No. That don't work for me.
I feel like the childish version of you is coming up. Like, yeah, man, I see the child.
Even if you say that, it doesn't make it better for me. That's just for me, though. I think maybe it's the childish part, even child for me. If you can, I don't know, just say something like you're adaptive.
You're adaptive child. You're adaptive child.
Leave child out. If it's me and you, baby, leave child out. Just say adaptive. I don't want to hear no child. I'm a grown ass woman.
So you gotta find them trigger words to hold you back, man. To say that, but see, that's when the growners come in. The wise adults. See, the adaptive child gonna get offended when somebody call you that.
But it just depends on the way you say it. Hey, you could be like you effing childish, you know, or something, and that's a trigger to people. It triggers me.
Yeah, but
so say it right.
We gotta not be so childish, folks. We gotta not be so childish, and we gotta control our emotions and stop being so offended. Everybody gets so offended, so emotional, especially this new generation.
Well, you know, us women, we're emotional creatures.
Yeah, the women, but anyway. The new generation, it's everybody. It's men, girls. I mean, you got people out here killing people for nothing. Yeah. So they just emotional creatures. They act like girls. They wear tight jeans. I mean, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. But that's another story.
I'm no storyteller. All right, so let's get on to the next slide. Core practice, relational mindfulness.
Relational mindfulness.
First person or the first consciousness that shows up with that adaptive child, your first response is a knee-jerk response.
So it's normally our knee-jerk reaction to whatever offense or that we think is offense happening. We don't. It naturally happens. So somebody say something, and we're gonna jump into this adaptive child that we adapt as a child.
Mm-hmm. And the second consciousness is learned response, which is the wise adult.
Yeah, the wise adult, and the wise adult is something like I said. You got to learn this stuff. This is not. It's not. It just don't happen. Mm-hmm. Most people, you got to learn in order to stop and recognize that this ain't the way I should be acting as an adult. Yeah. I need to grow up. And some people never get taught how to grow up. Right. We think that it just naturally, we think, I'm 20, I'm 21, I'm 22, and I'm growing up. But no, like I said, we put in our book, the childish version of you continues well into adult years if we don't know how to actually step up and be adult. Mm-hmm. We got the childish version of adult. That's good, but that's a lot of people that's teaching us, they don't even know how to be adult. Right. Because you can see they don't know how to communicate with people. They still fighting and stuff with their husband and stuff. They get triggered by simple things that should have been easily y'all repair their relationship. But because we can't wise up and be two grown adults, it's always, it's one child in an adult, or it's two childs in a relationship. We big and all, we can't never handle a decent conversations because we haven't adapted to the wise adult yet. We still stuck in the adaptive child state. Or
being a learned response, that's really intriguing to me. Mm-hmm. That it's a learned response.
Yeah, I mean, because you got to be taught that.
It's something that you have to learn.
You have to be taught. I mean, we didn't. That's why I think it's essential that we keep standing out here seeking skills for us to grow our relationship. And we come back sharing some of these skills with you guys because it's a never-ending process. When you stop learning, you stop growing. Especially if you in your relationship, if you stop learning in your relationship is going to either get stagnant, it's going to eventually die. And you guys going to break apart. And then you're going to carry that same adoptive child into another relationship, then that same relationship is going to get a little good, and all of a sudden it's going to fall apart because why? We haven't addressed the issues that keep showing up in every relationship. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that's congruent in every relationship is us.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's congruent in a relationship. It's me, you, or whoever. I mean, that's the only thing that's congruent in a relationship. Yeah. And you can't run from you. You're going to always show up.
Yeah. And you're going to always show up that same person.
Yeah, unless we learn new skills.
Yeah.
To change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because every time we always look at somebody else as the problem, but we always got to look back at ourselves. A lot of times, what did we bring to the table?
Yeah. Especially if we're running through a whole bunch of relationships or a whole bunch of friendships or something like, is it you?
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to take a look at ourselves. Stop blaming everybody else.
Yeah.
All right.
Another quote I like that we put in our book is, it takes two to tangle. It takes two to argue. One to initiate and the other to take the bait. One to initiate and the other to take the bait. So what that means is don't take the bait. If somebody say something to you, don't let that knee-jerk response take over you.
Yeah. Let
the wise adult step up and say, I'm not going to respond to that like that. Even though you know you want to, it came in your mind. Cause like I said, something we know how to, and think about it, is people know how to control themselves. They control themselves in certain situations. Like you in front of a pastor, you might not say something that the old lady just said to you in the norm. So you talk, okay. Mm-hmm. And we know how to control it. We got to know how to control it when we talk to our partner.
Yeah.
Especially if we know that our partner didn't really say nothing to hurt to kill us.
Yeah.
They might say something a little hurtful, but we gotta stop being so offended, man. I'm telling you, that's gonna crush their relationship.
Yeah, because you can stop a lot of it from the way you respond.
Yeah.
What's that quote?
A harsh word stares away all wrath. Harsh answer stares away all wrath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A harsh answer stares away all wrath.
Yeah. When somebody says something to you, the way, like I said, normally that first response is going to dictate that next response.
Yeah.
So when somebody says something to you, like your spouse or something, that your partner say something to you, how you respond, and some people might not be able to see the tone, but as soon as somebody say something to you, you respond. Your first 2 seconds out of your mouth going to dictate how well that conversation go. Your tone is going to dictate how well that next conversation go. If you come off harsh, that next person going to come off harsh. All of a sudden, we in a heated battle going back and forth, trying to defend our honor, fight our case.
Yeah. We also talk about, taking a little break.
Yeah.
Before you answer in our book, like think about it, because that little connection wave that's going into your ear from your spouse's mouth, it might not be the way you took it.
And it don't
take a moment to analyze.
It don't go all the way over here. It go right here. You like it stop right here and it come right out your mouth because you ready because they didn't even finish giving out what they finished saying, and you already ready to go down their throat, defend your honor and defend your case, and not guarantee you that will lead you nowhere fast.
Yeah,
that will lead you nowhere fast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, need to know what fast. So, like I said, what brings us to do it today? We're unpacking the topic of the four emotional responses. Your knee-jerk response when you're in the heat of an argument, or when somebody says something to you don't like. And what are they?
Yeah, that's right, babe. When we experience stress or conflict in our relationship, our brains instinctively respond in different ways. These responses are commonly known as flight, fight, freeze, and fawn.
Fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. So let me ask you guys in the comments below. Are you guys a fighter, flighter, freeze, or fawn is like the last one, but fight, flight, or freeze? So which one of you guys in the comments, let us know. Are you a fighter? Screw you, screw me.
Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into what that means, but I want to know what you are.
I'm a fighter, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm, too.
You're a fighter and a fleer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I leave. Yeah.
Screw me, screw you.
Yeah. So let's get into the PowerPoint.
What you mean? All right, that's on you.
It's time to go to the PowerPoint.
Oh, I'm tripping. New tools. We all over the place.
All right. This is a new map. A new way of thinking rationally. Let's learn new ways of thinking.
Yeah, because that's all it's about. It's changing our perspective. The same mind, just a new perspective, man.
Right. And before we get into the knee-jerk responses, this is important. It don't matter who's right and who's wrong. No. We got to stop thinking about who's right and who's wrong. Who cares?
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong. Okay, let's go from you win, I lose to how can we both win?
Yeah, because you may win the battle between what y'all just had, but you may lose the war. That war is going to be their heart. Every time y'all cannot bring that relationship back to a pair, you trying to go for a win, you breaking down a disconnect. Right. And sooner or later, that disconnect builds up resentment. Now we got resentment that build onto the relationship. Now we can't. Sooner or later, we can't take no more, man. Right. We ready to call it quits because all this, we trying to win. You keep trying to win the battle. You keep trying to win the argument. This victim argument. We can't keep putting on like this. Mm-hmm. So pretty soon, that stuff gonna come to a head, and somebody gonna have to lose the war.
Yeah,
and that war gonna be the war of the heart or that relationship.
And my thing is, how important is your relationship? Like, how much do you really want this thing? Is it a relationship that you just want to throw down the drain? Or do you want to put away your childish ways?
Yeah. Step up to be the dope that we know you can be.
Right. And you both come together and create a good, long-lasting, healthy relationship. All it takes is communication and active listening, you know? Yeah. Try the new rational way of thinking.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys y'all a team. Y'all in a relationship for a reason.
Right.
And I know you wanted to work, but you got to be the one to make that. Step down that child. Control that child versus that we keep coming up.
Right. And if there's somebody you want to be with,
then y'all
two got to work it out.
Repair that disconnect and bring that relationship back together.
Absolutely. All right, so the first response is fight. When we feel threatened or attacked, our natural instinct may be to respond with aggression or defensiveness. This can lead to arguments, shouting matches, and physical altercation in extreme cases. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. You don't want to fight, but this is a knee-jerk response. This is taking it back to the adaptive child. Yeah. Okay, y'all, we taking it back.
Yeah. Screw me, screw you. Now this type of person gonna always try to defend their honor. You wanna defend your case. Mm-hmm. Instead of you normally when things will roll off, you get triggered and your thing is the fight. Mm-hmm. Physically, emotionally, you throwing words, they're throwing words, y'all just going back at it. Y'all just cannot come to a conclusion. Nobody's thinking rationally. We thinking with the side part of our head, so we're not thinking rationally. Relationally, we thinking defending ourselves. You just said something to me, I don't like it. I want to defend myself as words, or I want to defend myself.
Right.
And when we go for that defensive as the fight, as our response mechanism, we lose, we break down that connect.
Absolutely.
And it creates a hostile environment for our relationship and hinders, once we get in that mode right there, it hinders our relational thinking and our problem solving capability. So we're not thinking straight when we're in that fight response mode. And it's hard to find a stential ground and express our emotion to resolve the conflict without getting aggressively angry.
Right.
Because we're in our response mode.
Yep. So, the first response again is fight.
Yep. So, are you a fighter? Put it in the comments.
Let us know. All right. The next response is flight.
Sure.
When overwhelmed by stress or conflict, some individuals may feel the urge to escape or avoid the situations altogether. I know I'm like this. I definitely take flight. Okay, they may withdraw emotionally, physically, or even mentally.
Yeah.
Shutting down and refusing to engage.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
I'll stop it quick.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm like, no, just leave it alone. So if you are a flight person, make sure to let us know in the comment as well.
Oh, just think it to yourself. Fine, like I said, it's the videos that help you be aware of which version of you keeps showing up. So if you can wear, the next step is then we can find a solution to help stop that person to keep showing up, messing up your relationship.
Right, and it'll help you with your spouse too. So you can identify which person shows up in your spouse.
Yeah, who am I talking to? You will know,
oh, okay. You know, this is what I'm dealing with. Again, it all goes back to being aware.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, this flight can lead to emotional distance and cause this detachments in a relationship, making it challenging to address the issues that we know that when we thinking straight that we could easily address, but because we emotionally distracted from the relationship, we don't want to address those issues. But it's important to create that safe space where both parties can feel comfortable expressing their concerns without fear of abandonment.
Yes. That's important. It's important for them to be able to feel comfortable enough to tell you anything.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah.
It ain't going nowhere else, and know that you ain't going to bring it back up.
Yeah. And like I said, if emotions get too high, we're in the heat of an argument, there's a lot of things that we can do. We can stop. If instead of before you say something that you don't want to say, stop the conversation and don't flee, but say, I need a little time. Don't flee, cause don't emotionally withdraw. Just tell your partner you need time. I know when you're in the heat of argument, but like I said, we got to remember what the Bible say, a harsh answer scares away all wrath. So we got to catch ourselves before we get too deep in there, and it's hard to pull ourselves up out of that knee-jerk reaction.
A harsh answer stares away all wrath. I was just trying to put that one together. I think there might be a little better.
I said it wrong. Yeah, a harsh answer stares away.
A harsh answer is mean. So how can it stare away wrath?
A harsh word stares away. A soft answer stares away all wrath. I'm tripping.
Yeah, we're gonna say
I'm tripping. A hard. Yeah.
I've been over here trying to analyze that. Wait a minute.
A soft answer stares away all wrath, man.
Yeah, there you go.
So when you answer to your partner, you answer softly. Not only that, is that when you answer softly, that's like almost helping you think.
Right.
Instead, when you answer harsh, you already right there. Yeah. Soon as you answer harsh, you elevated.
Yeah, that's why it's best to take some time out and process it.
Yeah, process. So come soft. Well, baby, I didn't.
Before you say something, pause for about 3 to 5 seconds. And by at
least trying to come at him with a soft answer actually gives you that pause that you need to. So when he come back, you kind of like, paused a little bit. Cause if you come back when that first, you answer your spouse or your partner, that first answer come out your mouth is normally harsh, then the argument is more than likely going to escalate.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Just know that what you say at that moment can dictate the whole argument or talk that you guys have, and you can shut the whole argument down with what you say next.
Yeah. And if you need to, like I said,
give it a soft answer.
Step back.
Really think, is it that serious for me to continue this? So within that time of you processing, think about what your answer might start. Just think about, is it all worth it?
Yeah.
Or should I just go ahead and shut it down with a soft answer?
And you got to.
Okay. Which brings us to
the next one.
which is the third response, and that's freeze.
Freeze.
When faced with overwhelming stress or conflict, some individuals may become paralyzed and unable to take any action. They shut down emotionally, leaving their partner feeling unheard or neglected. Okay, so they freeze. Just become numb. Don't take any action, just freeze. Mm-hmm. I know some people freeze when it comes to fear. Like, it could be like, say, an animal chasing them or something about to chasing them.
Yeah, they freeze up. Yeah, that's their trigger response. Yeah, instead of running, they be like, oh,
yeah, and they freeze.
Like, you be seeing the movies when you be like, why does this person just fall on the ground? They scream. The killer like 30 miles away. They just froze. They still on the ground, froze up. Like, get up!
They done shut down. This same thing is a knee-jerk response in a relationship.
And this response creates a stagnation in a relationship and prevents growth and problem solving. You can't solve problems when you're in a freeze state. It's critical to create an environment for empathy and understanding where both partners can feel and express their emotions and concern without having to freeze up. Without that trigger being thing, we can't talk and we freeze that shut down and we stagnate our relationship and we're not able to problem solve. We got to recognize that, man.
Yeah, because being able to problem solve
is a critical step.
Definitely. All right. So lastly, guys, we have fawn.
We're not too fond of this one.
The fawn response. This response involves a pattern of people pleasing and prioritizing others' needs over your own.
Yeah, we can't do
I
that.
know a lot of people do that. There's a lot of people that do that. Individuals may sacrifice their own well-being to maintain harmony just to avoid conflict.
Yeah. And we can't do that because we got to realize, like I said, when you love somebody from the inside out.
Yes.
So love first comes to yourself.
Right.
Love yourself and then you love that. Don't be a big people pleaser because if you people pleaser, that means you don't love yourself. Love yourself first.
That means you ain't taking care of yourself.
Take care of yourself first.
Baby. Love yourself first.
Love yourself first and love from the inside out. So love yourself, take care of your well-being and maintain harmony to avoid conflict.
Yeah.
And flaunting response can lead to codependent. We don't want to be so codependent where we feel like we need this person. We can't live without. I can't live without him. Yeah, I know that's good to love, but we don't want to be so codependent where we just can't live without this person.
Yeah, can't do anything without this person.
And we sacrifice our own needs for their needs. That's not good. It's so important that we establish healthy boundaries and prioritize self-care. I mean, time alone, just getting to know ourselves. So when we do, we can fully engage in our relationship and be present with our wise adult self, not the child adult, with our wise adult self, be present in our relationship and create that fulfilling relationship I know we can create.
Yeah. So, how can we navigate these responses and create a healthier dynamic in our relationship?
Number one, we got to recognize these triggers. Are you a fighter? Are you a flighter? Do you fleet?
Yeah, and recognizing the triggers.
Are you a freezer? Yeah, recognize these triggers can help us better understand our response and work towards a more constructive way of addressing conflict. Like I say, with your partner is not your mother. Your partner is not your past trauma, not the past things that happened to you. Your partner is hopefully somebody that loves you and want to repair the relationship.
And build. And grow.
Yeah.
And your partner is somebody who you're going to be with. Yeah. Hopefully for the rest of your life.
No, they ain't married now yet. You gotta get married first.
Yeah, I'm saying they're married. Yeah. I'm speaking in terms of marriage.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully.
If you're in a relationship and you, man, and you going through these phases, definitely work that out, like, before you take the next step. But when I say that hopefully it lasts for life, I'm talking about marriages. Okay? But it's also crucial to foster open and honest communication in our relationships. Creating a safe space with both partners.
Do we got another slide?
Can express their emotions. Yeah. You can keep it there, though. Yeah. Creating a safe space, creating a safe space where you can express emotions and concerns without judgment and defensiveness is the key to overcoming these instinctive responses.
Yeah. And a lot of times, like I say, we gotta start cultivating a more positive environment from the jump. Like I said, one of the things me and my wife and I do, we like to do graceful purpose in the morning, spiritual growth in the morning, motivation in the morning. A lot of times when your day first start off, you got to try to control more of your days, try to control more of your time, try to cultivate more positive environment. So when things do happen throughout the day, and they will, we got more of a positive juice in us to take care of that, so we don't feel so triggered, so we're not so angry as soon as we step foot out the bed.
Yeah.
Like they say, you stepped out on the wrong foot of the side of the bed. So we got to create positive environment so we can be able to have a good day. Yeah. And not be so triggered.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I said, I did get put 4 tips to help you lower your stress response. Number 1, control your morning. Like I say, control your morning. What? I'm shaking my leg. Control your morning. Find something you can do to control your morning. Throughout the day, try to meditate. Yeah. Try to meditate. 10 minutes a day, stop. Meditate. We got something in our book called Tapping Into the New You. Get the book. It's right here on the side. Get the book. Try tapping into the new you. Try that. Check out that chapter. It's going to give you a little thing to help you lower your response rate. You got number 3. You got deep breathing. You got the Apple Watch. Apple Watch. They got they got apps and stuff. They be having mindful breathing exercise. Take some time. That's like a reset. When you doing breathing exercise, breathing in, breathing out, doing that like 4 or 5 times, breathing in, breathing out. That's almost like a reset of your mind. So when you do, you reset your mind, you get in a positive vibe. So when things kind of happen, you're able to not be so easily triggered. You can't fully stop, but we want to slow it down so we can have more positive interactions during the day. Like I said, the healthy relationships have a 5-to-1 ratio. Healthy relationships have a 5-to-1 ratio. That means for every negative interaction that couple may have during the day, they're having 5 positive active interactions during that.
Which is also mentioned in the book.
Yeah. Okay. Number 4, hypnosis. Try hypnosis, man. And nightly affirmations.
While you sleep.
While you sleep. Sometimes, like I said, you can program while you sleep. You got to while you sleep. So much stuff that you can do since we got YouTube now. We always, and the crazy thing, like I said, control your morning. A lot of people, they go to work, they listen to the music. And that music is good. Sometimes it's good, but it still kind of puts you in it's good while that, but a lot of times that music depends on what they play. A lot of times you listen to the station down here is going to play something bad. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you one thing. I used to love to listen to gospel before I went to work. I mean, it was the best. Yeah, it set the mood for the very best day.
Yeah, you got to get ourselves in a good vibe.
Every time I listen to gospel before I went to work.
Got to get ourselves in that good frame of mind where we can have a start to putting more positive stuff we put in our mind. Negative stuff won't hurt us. So if you got all these, like I said, 5 interactions, that's just not for a relationship. Right. That's for your day. Yeah. The more positive things that you can put out inside your head, the more negative you can erase out your head, because it's going to come. The more negative and positive. That's why I like to listen to positive stuff mostly all the day. Nighttime, we might listen to a little negative stuff, but I like to listen to more positive stuff throughout the day so my mind can be filled with more positive. Yeah. So when negative stuff do come, I'm able to balance it out.
Yeah. Positive equals positive.
Yeah. Yep.
Keep
the
putting
more
in
positive, the more
and
positive.
all you're going to be bringing out is positive.
Yep.
Then all you're going to want to hang around is positive people.
Yep.
Then all you're going to want to do is positive.
Yeah, because with our bitterness and the way we act as a child, we normally attract the same kind of childish people. Mm-hmm. Birds of a feather flock together. Not just because naturally you kind of linger with the people that kind of resemble us. Mm-hmm. We just do. Yeah. It's a natural effect.
Yeah. And visionaries, let's not forget the importance of seeking professional help if needed. Yeah. Couples therapy or individual counseling can provide valuable tools and strategies for, navigating these responses and building a healthier relationship dynamic. Yeah. Okay?
Yep, there's plenty of help out there. So we know you can do it.
Absolutely. And we, we hope this helped y'all, some couples and, like again, I can't say it enough. The first thing is to be aware. Yeah.
And put the childish ways behind us, man. Or put the child, not let the child control our relationships. Cause you can be powerful or you can be connected with your partner, but you cannot be both. As soon as you step up into your powerful self, I know you want to be powerful. I know you want to be masculine or female and whatever they call it. Feminine, whatever they call it. I know you want to be that. But as soon as you step up in that, y'all connection breaks, drops. And unless you can repair that relationship, and the disconnect and repair happens in a couple of seconds. The quicker, like I said, it happens. It's like salsa. When y'all, the quicker we can repair that connect, get that relationship back on track. Mm-hmm. Remember, it's not assault. You're the same way you handle customer service at your job. You should handle your relationship even better. Cause this is your best customer, or your best, just everybody. So this is your best. Your partner is your one that you should be the utmost trying to make sure that relationships get back to their repair state. It's not about who wins. It's not about who's right or wrong.
Yeah, y'all in it together.
Y'all in together.
Yeah, and well, that's all the time we have on today's episode of Visions of Love and Relationships. We hope you found this discussion of fight, flight, freeze, and fawn helpful.
Yeah. Like I said, which one are you?
If you can go back to the slide, I want y'all to be sure to check out our book. Alright, go ahead and cop that copy. It can change your relationship. Yeah,
got a lot of skills and tools that we learn, and we put it in the book to help you guys, hopefully help you help yourself. Because nobody can change you, man. No matter, you can go to counseling, you can go to therapy, they're not going to change you. They're just going to give you the tools for you to change yourself. Yeah. So ultimately, if you want a successful relationship, you want to be happy, you want to stop all this cycle of bad relationships to the next relationship, to the next relationship, change yourself. Get aware, get the knowledge, practice the skills, and watch your relationship start to change.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Yeah. Okay, and they had vision.
And together, they built a life that they love.
Go build.
Go build.